Good morning, Meridian. Welcome to Business Buzz. We're here today with Align Integrated Medical Clinic here in Meridian, and we're joined by Dr. Chad Woolner, their founder and CEO. Good morning. Welcome.
Good morning.
Welcome to Business Buzz. Thanks for joining us, and thanks for inviting us in your gut clinic here.
Absolutely. Super excited to be here with you and excited to be here with everybody here in Meridian.
Yeah, excellent. So, Dr. Woolner, tell us a little bit about Align Integrated Medical Clinic. What's unique about your clinic?
Well, we've been here for 15 years. We first opened in 2009 as, at the time, Align Chiropractic. After being here for nearly 10 years, we recognized that there were a lot of other tools and modalities and things we could do to help better serve our patients in the community. And so we took the leap and we integrated. And basically what that means is that we brought in a variety of other different tools and resources to better help serve our patients. And so what's unique about this clinic is we're fairly comprehensive when it comes to non-surgical, non-pharmaceutical solutions for some of today's most common health concerns and issues, whether it's neck or back pain, shoulder issues, hip or knee or ankle pain, or even some of today's most common chronic health issues, fatigue, digestive issues, hormone imbalances, weight loss resistance, depression, anxiety. And so we rather than take kind of a one size fits all or one magic bullet type approach, we integrate a variety of different approaches to better help serve our patients, things like chiropractic care, various regenerative therapies, progressive focused rehab, massage therapy, functional medicine, low-level laser therapy is one of the key tools that we use to help our patients. And so we were able to use these tools to ultimately to the end that we strive for is helping patients get better faster and stay better longer.
Yeah, so that is amazing. So what you mentioned a few of them, but what is it and how maybe does it you help your clients with some of the problems that they have? I know you've got some great space here and maybe show us around and share with just a little bit of what you do with one of your patients.
Absolutely, yeah. So again, we use an integrated approach when we're helping our patients, and what we find is that typically when patients are dealing with issues like neck and or back pain, there are a variety of different factors that contribute to those issues. And so as such, what the research has shown and what clinical experience has shown us is that when we combine strategies, we're able to get better results and get those results faster. And so we brought with us today a patient of ours to kind of demonstrate some of the things that we do. And so we'll kind of talk a little bit about that. And
I think that sounds great.
Show you hands-on. So
we'll meet Connie here.
Yeah. So this is one of our very, very dear and favorite patients, the lovely Connie. Connie has been with us for a really, really long time. We absolutely love Connie. And it just so happens, for better and or for worse, about 2 weeks ago, Connie came in with some pretty debilitating neck and radiating arm pain. One of the first things that we did with Connie, and here's a little clinical nugget for anyone and everybody out there. I've been doing this for a really long time, like I said, 15 plus years. And one of the things that I've come to find is when people come in complaining of severe neck and radiating, sharp shooting electrical pain down the arm, one of the first things that I'll have the patient do is take their hand and put it up over their head. And what happened when we did that, Connie?
Immediately there was relief.
Relief.
And so
And so patients think, oh, that's a good sign. No, that's not a good sign. That's a really bad sign. This is a classic orthopedic sign known as Bacody's sign. And basically what this is it's a pretty compelling piece of evidence suggesting that there is definitely a disc herniation and or involvement of the nerve. And the problem with that is that sometimes disc issues can be really, really challenging, create a lot of inflammation, a lot of pain. And so prior to having a lot of the tools and the resources that we now have, dealing with issues like that can be pretty challenging and it can require a pretty intense approach. And so what we immediately started doing with Connie was a lot of the protocols that we use, combining, again, chiropractic care, low-level laser therapy, which these are two of the lasers that we use. We'll talk about low-level laser therapy here in just a second. But we're, 2 weeks into it now, and talk about your experience.
well, I came in ready to die, to be quite honest. I've had injuries before, but this was by far the most painful, and couldn't sleep. He saved me because immediately, just knowing what was wrong immediately, where I thought it was just a pinched nerve. I will say I got a little teary-eyed when he told me it was disc issues, but then immediately he said, "Hey, we're going to be okay." And so we started with, just some basic things that immediately helped. And it was a process.
Yeah.
It was a process, but it helped. And I feel so much better just 2 weeks out. So from going no sleeping at all, and now I can sleep at night and I can do pretty well.
Any symptoms in the neck and arm now?
Very little.
Very little.
Very little.
Yeah.
So Dr. Woolner, I mean, people have these pains and they think sometimes the extreme surgery and things like that. But what you're finding is there's lots of other options for those to remedy those things.
The exciting thing is if you look at the literature, the current literature today, right now, what it shows is that the vast majority of the time, even disc herniation issues like this that are pretty severe can be taken care of conservatively without surgery. And so that's the good news, is that for anybody who's dealing with issues like this, and again, whether it's a disc issue or some other type of neck or back pain, hip issue, knee issue, not that we're opposed to surgery when it's necessary. We work with great surgeons here in the Valley. And so when surgery is necessary, we will definitely make that referral. And we're happy to do that to help our patients. We want to do what's best for the patient. So if that means us helping them here, conservatively, we'll do that. But again, if it requires surgery, at least we'll know. This is always the starting point, though. This makes to me, has always made more sense to start here conservatively and exhaust these conservative options. And more often than not, we're able to help. We can't help everybody. I'd love to say 100% of the time we do. But the vast majority of the time, again, I've been doing this long enough to know that what we do here works the vast majority of the time.
So Dr. Woolner, you've mentioned a couple times low-level laser therapy.
Yeah.
Can you maybe explain a little bit more about that and what it does?
Absolutely. So low-level laser therapy means that these are non-thermal lasers, low-powered lasers. These don't emit any heat. And so typically when people hear about lasers, there's kind of the extreme end of it where you have like various lasers that are even used in surgeries and ablations and things like that, where they're actually enough power to actually damage tissue, and sometimes we need and want that. But in this instance, these lasers that we're talking about here, we don't want to damage tissue. In fact, that does the opposite. These actually will help heal and accelerate healing within various tissues. And so these lasers are different even than what people might have heard of before as class 4 lasers, where they actually will emit a low level of heat. They have a thermal effect. And so when you put them on, you'll feel, in fact, we'll put these on here. You can see the light here, but when we put these on, there's no heat that's being emitted at all in this. And what we're finding, what the research is showing us, is this is exactly what you want. You don't want lasers to emit heat. What we're creating here is not a photothermal effect, meaning where there's light that's emitting heat and heating those tissues. This is creating a photochemical effect. And so what we're literally doing is we're changing the biochemistry of the body. As crazy and kind of out there as that sounds, these lasers here are by far, hands down, the most researched low-level lasers in the world. It's by a company called Erconia. I actually have the honor and privilege of hosting their podcast, The Laser Light Show. We've been using these for years in our clinic, and what we've come to find is these are nothing short of miracle tools. And it all has to do with the way that they work. They have 22 different FDA clearances for just about anything you can imagine head to toe in terms of pain. They have FDA clearances for pre and post surgical healing and application. They've got FDA clearances for acne, for toenail fungus, plantar fasciitis. They've even got FDA clearances for non-invasive fat reduction. And so we use these for disc issues. We use these for head injuries. We use these for gut issues, for thyroid issues. We use these for shoulder problems, for knee problems, for any variety of different things. And without diving too deep into the science, at the end of the day, the way that these essentially work is they provide the body with energy. They help restore energy. And if you recall from Biology 101 days, energy is produced in the mitochondria of our cells, the powerhouse of the cell. And what these actually do, you'll notice again, I'll turn these back on and you can see 3 distinct colors or 3 distinct wavelengths. We have red, we have violet, and we have green. And so these 3 wavelengths of light will stimulate the mitochondria, that powerhouse of the cell, in specific regions within that kind of manufacturing plant inside the mitochondria, what's called the electron transport chain. And what these have been shown to do is stimulate the mitochondria in such a way that it actually increases or upregulates the production of ATP, which is the energy currency of the body. And when we do that, some pretty incredible and quite frankly miraculous things happen. What's crazy is, again, patients don't typically feel anything with these lasers. If they do, it's very mild at most. But I would say the vast majority of patients, when we do these, will notice some type of positive, objective, or subjective improvement with just one treatment. We have a whole, on our website, we've got dozens and dozens and dozens of what we call one treatment challenges, where patients will come in complaining of problem XYZ. We'll do one single treatment, and then they'll demonstrate pretty significant improvements. Again, you can kind of see for yourself, kind of seeing is believing, proof is in the pudding.
Okay.
So
Thank you, Connie. Well, Dr. Woolner, this is amazing. I know you've got a great facility here, and we really do appreciate you being part of the Meridian community. One last question.
Yeah.
What's the best way for our viewers to learn more about Align Integrated Medical Clinic and how you can help them feel better?
Absolutely. Best place to go to start would be our website. On our website, we've got a lot of information about everything we do here, a lot especially about low-level laser therapy for those who are wanting to get familiar with that. You'll see links to our podcasts. And so, yeah, starting at our website would be a great first step to see if we can help.
Okay. Well, Dr. Woolner, thank you so much for inviting us into your clinic today. And thank you for being a Meridian Chamber member.
Thank you.
Yeah, excellent. Meridian Chamber members, be sure and check out Align Medical Clinic, Integrated Medical Clinic here in Meridian for your healthcare needs. Until then, we've got some events coming up that you may want to check out. We have our Queens of the Green Golf Tournament coming up August 9th. This is our ladies only golf tournament put on by our Women in Leadership Committee. There's still some teams and clinic spots available for that, so be sure and go to our website and register. And then also nominations are open for our Business Excellence Awards. Nominate your favorite business in many of our categories. Check that out online as well. Thank you. Until then, have a great weekend, Meridian.